traders from around the world, welcome to your midweek Wednesday real life stock review. Trust you're doing absolutely splendid. We got ourselves some nice amount of requests today, and of course some really fun movements out there in the markets. All kinds of things were occurring today, and it was brilliant. So the SPY, obviously we know we got ourselves a retest gap out there. So white candle, gapping up. It retested yesterday. Obviously a little bit of a black candle today retesting. This iron condor expiring on Friday, so just 2 days. And really it's kind of perfect because it's going to expire pretty much right in the middle of that condor, which is almost perfect, which is really exactly what you want. So I'll probably end up doing another one at some level if we get a little bit of a pullback, or maybe just a long-term condor of some kind. But here's the weekly EMAs, and again, just a nice healthy bounce off the 50 exponential moving average on a weekly, which there's a chance that we may or may not have done before. And of course, that also corresponds pretty much with the 200 simple. So anyway, SPY's doing its thing. Here's the Dow Jones. Dow Jones, after the huge day yesterday, I mean, it just makes sense that we get a little bit of a retest or a rest. Again, the Dow sitting here right against the 100. I would personally like a small pullback in the markets, and then I think that will be a dip buying opportunity more than likely just on the broader indices. Here's the Qs, and really that's pretty much the exact setup that I was looking for to play on the Qs. Here's some requests that I had. First and foremost, Tesla. Tesla was a very nice day trade today. Talked about this one yesterday in the afternoon swing trading room, and more or less just mentioned, hey, if we take above, if we break above the high of yesterday, look to just simply hop in. This was the first 5-minute candle. So the first 5-minute candle and the high of yesterday were perfect. Look at that, just really nice resistance. So your entry would have been right there, right above the high. Stop would have been below the low of that candle, and you would have likely got trailed out somewhere around here for an R and some change. But nice little pop there on Tesla. I did lose on the bull put spread on Tesla, and I kind of created an idea that was kind of discussing and talking about that. Let me go ahead and pull that idea up, and this was actually this one right here. So if you want to get a chance to hop over to my published trades, for anyone who's interested, feel free to watch that video, and you'll pretty much get an idea of what I did, my plan on Tesla, and I did lose on the trade. It's my first credit spread I've lost in a pretty decent amount of time, actually, which was about since August, actually, of last year. So I've been on an absolute tear. And this really is doing exactly what I thought it was going to do, and unfortunately just didn't have the time, meaning, it expired this Friday, so I didn't really have the ability to hold on to it really long. Nice little morning star here on Tesla, so let's not discount that. Beautiful move, nice retest. If we trade sideways for 2 or 3 days and then pop out of here, that could be a very good move. Just keep in mind that earnings on Tesla are relatively near, and I mean, they're not going to make any money. They won't have any revenues, but we'll just see how big the gap either down is or if they just stay flat. But from down in this area, as far as a technical basis, I like it a lot. RDFN, Redfin, my good buddy Robert over there in Houston looking at playing the breakout of this one, and I do concur that that looks like a very nice pattern to be playing the breakout of. Nice higher lows, nice resistance, got an upper shadow yesterday. We closed above that. Redfin trading more sideways than not, but really a good little volume spike down here. There's nothing really stopping this one, I don't think, until about the early 30s. So watch that one to potentially break out. Obviously, again, earnings season is here. So unless you want to hold any trade over earnings, just make sure you want to be in that longer term. But I do like Redfin. Certainly keep your eyes on that one. Carvana also breaking out nicely. So Carvana has broken out. I mean, here's your weekly chart, and this thing just wrecking it. Mark Cuban, I think Carvana bought a Car 360, I believe it was called. It was a Mark Cuban company, which is a augmented reality company that kind of helps you visualize and view the car and kind of 3D environment before you actually purchase it. I like Carvana. I like the product. I like the company. I think it's cool what they do. So, yeah, a lot of interesting possibilities in that particular space. Good breakout, good volume, certainly a bullish trend. Hashtag buy the salsa. Carvana looking really nice. Here's CLDR, Cloudera. This is a big deal actually right now. So this thing had a huge gap down on earnings on the 4th of April. And what we've done between now and then is really just chilled and then eventually closed above that high really on yesterday. And some good volume spikes right there. This was a retest gap action. So it was a white candle gapping up. So we retested that gap. We popped out of here. So realistically, I would expect a small retest, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. But overall, probably a continuation and kind of a gap fill, more than likely. Here's the weekly. And the weekly, you know, you're making lower lows and lower highs. It was kind of like that descending channel type of a look, something like this. And it is at a buy low, sell high location, so just something to keep your eyes peeled for. Now, Momo is going to be real interesting because there's a few traders in Momo. We have a $35 covered call expiring in 2 days. Now, if that covered call expires in the money, that would be actually a pretty profitable endeavor, as that would lock in for some traders about 4 Rs, about 3.8 Rs, as we got put the shares back here in very late November, early December for about $23.50. So yeah, looks good. I'm interested to see exactly what Momo does. Here's the long-term moving averages, right? You keep bouncing off the 200, looks a little bit bullish. This is kind of a interesting Morningstar-esque type of pattern if you were to blend all 4 of those candles. So really, if it broke above the high of that high wave candle, something like this, I'd have to say I'd be more bullish than bearish on ticker symbol MO. Here's CLVS, and CLVS, this was a really nice gap that we were watching 2 days ago in the day trading room. Black candle gapping down. So CLVS, Clovis Oncology, just hanging out right now. Let me go to this weekly chart. Weekly chart, so we do have some long-term moving averages right in our face. So that's kind of interesting. That really could provide a pretty decent support. So coming back to the daily, yeah, if you're looking at playing this one, the good news is the risk reward's pretty good based on where we're at. Again, you do have a support zone pretty much here. So if I were personally playing this, which I'm not, just can't be in everything, right? I'd want to close above the high of yesterday, and I'd place my stop below the low of that bullish candle right there, which also corresponds to the low of the long-term moving averages on the weekly. Obviously hoping and keeping those fingers crossed for a nice bounce off of the long-term moving averages. And here's DHI. So DHI, Dr. Horton Incorporated, chopping around, trading really nice and sideways in the long-term moving averages. Here's the weekly chart. Gorgeous trend from 2017. Nice pullback to the 50. Obviously, with most of the market, that would have been the time to buy, right? Buy the dip, buy low, sell high, buy into a support. And the crazy part is, it's not something that would have been a shocking event because you know it bounced there before. So that's the spot to try it for the second time, right? If it bounced once, that's how double bottoms are formed. So if someone bought there once, try there a second time. Anyway, so that was a nice little move. Short term, earnings are right around the corner, so I would just keep an eye out for this little short-term support resistance. We kind of broke above there, high wave candle. So really with today's candle, if we broke higher or lower, that could be a potential short-term swing trade that you could take a stab at, one that would last a day or two, and then I would assume you would just look to play that trade in that direction for a day or two and then let earnings kind of do its thing. If you're looking at buying it longer term, obviously I'd love to see it come back down to the $42 price range and then buy the dip down there at that really nice established support. That's all the requests that I have for today. Let's look at one more, which is Ulta Salon and Cosmetics, ULTA. A lot of people talking about this one on Twitter. Really good bullish gap the other day. And there's no real moving average holding this thing back until that 100 on a weekly. This is another one that bounced off the long-term moving averages, which is those 200 simple on a weekly time frame. Here's the daily. And again, this gap was really pretty decent just the other day. Barely gapping above the resistance right here. Nice high wave candle. We did close above the high of that high wave candle from just Monday. So really at this particular point in time, if you're looking at playing Ulta, you do have some retest gaps, and I would look to honestly just kind of play the retest. If it pulls back to the 50, that'd be a pretty solid spot to buy. But of course, that's a decently large if on Ulta. Here's IBM, and this was a phenomenal bearish gap and go today. Just absolutely incredible. I texted a few of my traders and coaching students asking if they caught that gap and go, and many did, which made me smile ear to ear, big old grin, because this was a simple, easy trade. If I turn on this extended hours, look at this thing on IBM. Good Googa Mooga. We had a really good pre-market support right there. So boom, shakalaka, right? So it breaks below pre-market support. That's the limit sell, right? That's where you're shorting with the stop right above the high. And that's 2R right there all day. Easy day, easy trade, gorgeous gap, good spot. Today was a very nice day in the morning day trading room. We traded well, we profitably. We scored a nice winner on Callaway Golf with that bearish gap and go right there. White candle gapping down, trapping everybody. Here's the 5-minute chart, and you can just see this was just a slow grind all day. Nice and boring. There were a few traders who were going to get out over here and also over here, and my thought process was, if you're in bearish, nope, just keep holding. There's no real signal right now to get out. So just keep slowly grinding that one down. And that was a good gap, also a good trade, and a good profitable official trade that we called out in the morning room. So pretty pumped about that. Blake Anderson's going to be rocking the 1s and 2s tomorrow in the day trading room. And then I'll be rocking it out all day Friday, broadcasting live from Miami, Florida. And then, of course, as you all know, that's the last day that I'll be broadcasting, because next week I'm on vacation, as myself and a few other a group of real life traders are going to be going to the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Ochos Rios, cruising. It's going to be a fantastic week next week. So folks, get ready. Vacation's coming up. If you have any questions, just hop in the trading room, trade with Brad, Latoya, Blake, the gang. Keep being amazing. If you need anything else, reach out and let me know, but I will be replying once I get back from vacay. You guys are amazing. I'll see you Friday. And until then, remember, love life, and trade it. Bye.